Russia and Iran are supposed to be allies. They cooperate in weapons, politics, and strategy. But when Iran faces pressure from the United States and Israel, why is Russia staying silent? Is Moscow abandoning Tehran, or is there a deeper geopolitical strategy behind it? This is the hidden reason Russia is not supporting Iran. In global politics, alliances are often complicated. Many assume Russia would automatically support Iran if conflict breaks out. But surprisingly, Russia has not provided direct military support to Iran. Moscow has limited its response to diplomatic statements. So why is Russia staying on the sidelines while Iran faces pressure? We will explain 5 key reasons. First, Russia and Iran are strategic partners, but they do not have a mutual defense alliance. The 2025 agreement does not require Russia to defend Iran if it is attacked. This is different from NATO alliances. The agreement focuses on economic cooperation, political coordination, and shared opposition to Western sanctions. Because it does not include military defense obligations, Russia is not legally required to intervene in a war involving Iran. So even though the two countries cooperate, Russia is not bound to fight on Iran's behalf. The second reason is very simple: supporting Iran militarily could bring Russia into direct confrontation with the United States. This would dramatically increase the risk of a global war between nuclear powers. Russia already faces intense tensions with Western countries due to the war in Ukraine. Opening another conflict in the Middle East would be extremely dangerous for Moscow. Experts say Russia wants to avoid escalating the situation into a larger international war. Instead of fighting, Russia prefers to position itself as a diplomatic mediator between Iran, Israel, and the United States. Another major reason is Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine. Since 2022, Russia has been heavily involved. This large-scale military conflict consumes military resources, weapons, soldiers, and economic capacity because of this war. Russia does not have surplus military resources to open another front in the Middle East, analysts say. Russia currently cannot provide significant military assistance to Iran because most of its equipment is committed to Ukraine. If Russia entered another conflict, it could weaken its position in Ukraine. So Moscow prefers to focus on its primary battlefield. Another important factor is that Russia maintains working relations with Israel, unlike Cold War alliances. Russia's Middle East strategy is flexible. Moscow maintains diplomatic and economic relations with multiple countries in the region, including Israel, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Russia does not want to completely damage its relationship with Israel by directly supporting Iran in a war. In fact, Russia often communicates with Israeli leaders during regional crises. This approach allows Russia to maintain influence. Interestingly, another reason is that Iran has not officially requested Russian military support. According to the Kremlin, there have been no requests from Iran for direct military assistance during the conflict. Iran historically emphasizes strategic independence and avoids becoming dependent on foreign military powers. For this reason, Iran often prefers to handle conflicts with its own military forces and regional allies. Instead of entering the war, Russia is trying to position itself as a mediator. Russian leaders have repeatedly called for ceasefires, diplomatic negotiations, and political solutions. Russia believes that a prolonged conflict could destabilize the entire Middle East. Therefore, Moscow's strategy is to promote negotiations. This allows Russia to maintain influence while avoiding the risks of war. In summary, Russia is not directly supporting Iran for several reasons. First, no mutual defense alliance. Second, Russia wants to avoid direct confrontation with the United States. Third, Russia is already heavily involved in the war in Ukraine. Fourth, Russia maintains important relations with Israel and other Middle Eastern countries. And finally, Iran itself has not requested Russian military assistance. In international politics, alliances are often based on strategic interests rather than loyalty. And for Russia, staying neutral while acting as a mediator may be the safest and most beneficial strategy.